Hi, and welcome to the Global Mind Project. Global projects like this one face a number of distinct issues. All team members are not in the same location or time zone. The supplier's cultural background is different from the client's, and the supplier's first language is not English. Team members are not familiar with each other, and a relationship of trust is yet to be established. Using sophisticated project management systems, tools, and techniques adapted from the PMBOK and the Global Project Management Framework, we can apply best practice project management to the Global Mind project. Today, we'll join a video conference between three key project stakeholders discussing three aspects of project management for the Global Mind project: stakeholder management, project communications management, and procurement management.
Rebecca, Yubo, thanks for attending this meeting. As you know, I'm project managing a new mine that's being built in Western Australia. Rebecca, my company, has chosen you to act as an expert advisor for matters such as this, complex this project. Yubo, we're really excited to potentially have you on as a procurer for 50 trucks for this project. The purpose of today's meeting, I really want to be giving my internal stakeholders a lot more reassurance because we've never dealt with each other before. There are three key things that I have concerns about for this project. 1, stakeholder management. 2, communication. And 3, procurement management. So, Yubo, how about you get us going? Tell us a little bit about how your supplier in China is going to manage stakeholder and communications.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Yubo.
Our company is actually a very professional truck company. We provide trucks for mining industry for several years. We understand that PMBOK is a well-accepted standard for project management, and we are really have a good understanding of stakeholder management in project management. According to PMBOK, there are 4 steps of stakeholder management. First step is identify stakeholders, which including identify, categorize, and record in stakeholder register. The second step should be plan stakeholder management to understand needs and interests and to form stakeholder management plan. After that, it should be manage stakeholder engagement, engage and use soft skills in order to increase support and minimize resistance from stakeholders. And the last step is actually control stakeholder engagement, monitor stakeholders, and control the information. I understand that our project is an international project, and applying PMBOK alone may not be able to fit this global situation. So I think we can use both PMBOK and the global project management framework together. So according to global project management, more information such as location and the culture pattern is needed to be specified, and according to this book, there are 6 levels of classification, and in PMBOK there are only 4 levels, so which means this book will be more specific in global situation. And also PMBOK provides a formula of total number of potential communication channels. This number does not concern about the complexity of international project. So according to global project management, it provides a method of reduction of effective communication channels and remote communication. So I think in this project, I can be the communication coordinator in China. So you all the other stakeholders, like the manufacturer of truck, like all those mining staff, equipment supplier, some kind of a subcontractor. You guys don't really need to communication with them directly. You can communication with me, and then I will talk to them later.
Thanks, Yibo. I mean, that's exactly the kind of innovative thinking and advanced project management skills that I'm looking for in order to be able to recommend your company as a key supplier for this project.
Yeah, thanks. So overall, I think we got a good understanding of project management in Australia, and also the culture in Western countries. So yeah, I think we can do it. I'm well confident.
Perfect.
Right.
One of the purposes of this call is so that we can meet you. I mean, we've looked into your company. We realised that you've got the capabilities to provide us with the products that we want, but we also want to start building a relationship of trust with you. So Steve and I might take this opportunity to give you a bit of a rundown on some aspects of project management from our perspective, so that you can understand from a client side what we'll be doing and how what you're doing can fit in with the overall project.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So I might give you a bit of a rundown on communications. So communications obviously is a really important area of project management, and we have a fairly sophisticated communications plan already underway for the project, and it takes into account the fact that we have suppliers who are located in different time zones and different countries. So, for example, it's great that you will be located in the same time zone as the project. That makes it a lot easier to keep in contact via video conferencing and things. I'm in Sydney, so I'm 2 hours ahead, but again, I'm in the same country as the project, so there's certainly some synergies that we can apply there, and it shouldn't pose too much of a problem in terms of us all keeping in contact via phone and video conferencing. But our communications plan extends far beyond that, so we'll be looking to you for regular updates in terms of how you're progressing and what sort of timelines you're looking towards. Similarly, we'll be able to provide you with updates via email and in project newsletters in terms of what our timelines and our requirements are. And that's great that you've offered to act as a coordinator regionally, because that will certainly assist our communications to the project team. So I guess communications and trust go hand in hand. And as I said, one important point of this call is to start to establish a trust relationship, because we haven't worked with you before. One of the other things that you can really do to build trust with us, given that we won't be able to meet you in person, is to do what you say you do, meet your commitments, deliver on time. If there are any issues, please raise them early. We're looking for you to really be upfront and honest with us about everything that you're supplying and how the project is going from your perspective. And I think Steve might be able to add some further detail on some of the other key project management aspects.
Yeah, I can't emphasise enough how important trust is going to be for me to award you this contract. I have my own stakeholders who my head's on the block. If I say that the trucks will be delivered when they'll be delivered, I have to have that happen. There's no way that if I don't trust you, they're going to trust me. So without that trust, the whole project's going to start breaking down internally. So I really need your reassurance that you'll be able to report your progress, that I can give regular updates to my internal stakeholders, and that the quality and the number and all of the specs that you're delivering against will be met, because this is a very important part of the project that just can't go wrong. So if we're able to regularly communicate, you're able to keep me confident, and we're able to build that trust, and I can communicate that internally for the other stakeholders for the project, and I think we're off to a really good start. So with, knowing what we need, can you deliver that? Can you give me that commitment?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
Great. So the last piece for me today, I really want to understand more about procurement, and given it's going to be a supply contract. So Rebecca, you are one of a number of advisors I'm looking for to make sure that I deliver this project as well as I can on behalf of our company. So Ivo, we have never worked with each other before, and as has been mentioned, you're in China, I'm in Australia, and we do have different cultural backgrounds. So I know that the way you may prefer to communicate, you may be used to communicating, it's different from my own. So I've sought some advice externally, and I'm always going to remain mindful. That's my commitment to you. I'm going to remain mindful that I'm going to be open-minded and understanding of the way in which you often communicate, so that there won't be any uncertainty that can come between what you think you're communicating and what I'm interpreting. So the message is not going to be lost at any stage. With that in mind, I really have to be clear about what I expect you to report and how often and how detailed, because although you may wish to communicate in a culturally specific way, for the purpose of this project, I do have a discrete set of requirements that must be met for the procurement management piece to be a success. So I'm hoping that you can do that too. One of my advisors has informed me that Hofstede's index of uncertainty avoidance is apparent between Chinese and Australian cultures. So keeping that in mind, keeping that in the forefront of our relationship with each other, I think that with enough planning and enough integrity, we can give each other the right message and the right trust that everything is going according to plan. And if it's not, you are going to be communicating that too under the requirements that I have specified. So I hope that's okay. Internally, I have to make sure that all of my suppliers, regardless of their cultural background, are on the same page for the project. And yourself, as the local coordinator for the procurement of these trucks, is able to adhere to these project guidelines. So, Rebecca, is that standard with other projects of this nature?
Absolutely, and that's best practice project management, and that's what we're looking to deliver here on this project.
Excellent. So my final piece, Rebecca, is to you. Before we award this significant contract, I want your expert judgment that Yivo's supply company is capable and competent to deliver 50 trucks. And also I would like market research as a PMBOK tool and technique to be sure that he has got a very good reputation, that he's used to delivering trucks such as these to projects such as mine. So what do you think?
Absolutely, Steve. As I mentioned to you before the call, we have undertaken market research and identified Yivo's company as one of the global best companies in order to provide this significant number of trucks that we're looking for. And following this call, I'm also confident that Yivo understands the importance of combining both PMBOK processes and global project management framework in order to use best practice project management, and he'll be able to deliver what we want in the time that we need it.
Right, certainly. He's given me a lot of reassurance, and with your endorsement, I think we're good to proceed. So I know it's early in Sydney, and it's even earlier in Perth, so I'm going to let you both go and get back to work. So thanks for the call. Thanks for explaining me a bit more about your approach to project management, Yivo, and Rebecca. Continue doing what you're doing. It's been a very good relationship with you so far.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Me too.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.